Seems that everyone in the Senate is running for president. You have a story about some campaign promises they're making that probably aren't actually feasible in terms of passing it as legislation.
Yeah, it's kind of what Obama did back in 2008, talking about Guantanamo Bay. Yep. People like Rand Paul, of course, talking about imposing term limits on members of Congress. Marco Rubio saying he's going to eviscerate the normalization of relations with Cuba. Ted Cruz wants to abolish the IRS. And when I talk to Republican senators about these ideas, they say it's just not going to happen. None of these are, and it just goes to show you the challenges of running for president when you need to make those promises, win the hearts and minds of voters, but also deal with the fact that legislating on Capitol Hill is not very easy.
Well, you see, the Senate necessarily isn't a positive for presidential candidates. Before Barack Obama, it was a decade stretch before people or anyone really won from the Senate. So it's trying to make that into a positive versus a liability, and also ginning up that Republican base that likes to hear the talk about.
As the senators, what you've seen actually kind of been interesting about the senators trying to differentiate themselves from the governors is to talk about foreign policy a lot. People like Marco Rubio are emphasizing that they have the foreign policy expertise that a Jeb Bush does not. And that's clearly an effort to use that, being a senator, as an advantage, which clearly has been a disadvantage for so long. But of course, that foreign policy argument may not help someone like Rand Paul, who's of course looked at very skeptically from that wing of the Republican Party.